Across the country and right here in Colorado, another day of action and protests against the Trump administration's immigration enforcement. ICE's Operation Metro Surge continues in Minnesota this weekend, prompting pushback across the country that has only increased after the deaths of two people, U.S. citizens killed by federal agents. Alex Preddy and Renee Good both had ties to Colorado. We have seen school walkouts, business boycotts, memorial bike rides, and today protesting downtown. Tonight, demonstrators gathered outside the state capitol and marched through downtown streets. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Meckles. Those demonstrations started tonight around 6 outside the capitol. That is where we find our Colton Chavez tonight. Colton, catch us up on what all's happened this evening.
Yeah, Jenny, if you're just taking a look at what we're seeing behind me now, it looks very differently from the video and what we saw earlier today. Honestly, a very small group still gathering here outside of the Capitol. And also, within the last 10 minutes, we've seen law enforcement actually move their vehicles out of this section of Lincoln. They had it shut down since about 6 o'clock to allow protesters to be able to move freely along Lincoln Street. And the message, Jenny, as you said, continues to be congruent with that National Day of Action that we saw yesterday, and it's that ICE agents are not welcome in any of our Colorado communities. Now, I want to show you some video from what we saw earlier today around 6 o'clock. Now, this group, a very peaceful, a very calm, but a very passionate group, chanting messages against ICE and the Trump administration as they moved north from the Capitol. And they made a pretty decent sized loop. As I said, they first started heading south, but eventually reversed back around, heading north from the Capitol and going as far down as McGregor Square before turning around. Now, this demonstration comes after we saw some Denver businesses close their doors on Friday in unity with the nationwide day of action against ICE. So we checked in with one of those businesses earlier today to see how things have gone since then.
There has been a lot of support today, so a lot of customers coming in and a lot of business, and maybe a little bit less conversation about yesterday, but some customers we were able to have a heartfelt conversation to understand one another better, and it was good. Those were good conversations.
And to give you guys a little bit more context around this march is we marched for about 3.5 miles altogether. We actually looked at that on one of our Apple Watches to see just how far this distance was. Another good piece, Jenny, that I did want to mention is when I talk about the climate of this group and how they move throughout the city, I would say it was a very calm and peaceful group. And just now, Denver police telling us that no arrests have been made in relation to protests that we saw here in Denver tonight. Jenny?
All right, Colton reporting live outside the Capitol today. Also, earlier today, hundreds of cyclists pedaled through downtown Denver for a memorial bike ride in honor of Alex Preddy. The We Ride in Unity Memorial started in City Park. They rode around the city. Preddy was an avid cyclist. Organizers say this event served as both a demonstration and a tribute to the cyclist and healthcare worker.
When Alex was shot and it came out that he was not only a member of the bicycling community, but a member of the medical community, I think both of those groups really saw themselves.
Similar memorial bike rides took place across the state, Fort Collins and Boulder, to name a few, as well as across the country. Today's protests come as a federal judge has ruled the Trump administration can continue their enforcement surge in Minnesota. It's a story that we are going to continue to follow and provide you updates as we get them. In your local headlines tonight as well, a woman is now in custody after 3 people were injured in a shooting early this morning in Brighton. Police say that shooting happened just after midnight at a home near the intersection of South 8th and East Bridge Street. Investigators say 19-year-old Cassandra Rocha Martinez fired multiple shots toward a house following some kind of an argument there. Then she later crashed near the scene after she sped off. 2 women, 24 and 23 years old, were told are in critical condition tonight. An 18-year-old was also treated, a man, but treated and released. Rocha Martinez faces multiple charges, including attempted first-degree murder. Let's take a live look tonight across downtown Denver. Another pretty warm, breezy, but warm day here in Denver and throughout the state. Corey Reppenhagen joining us now to talk about your forecast. It's going to be even warmer tomorrow.
Yeah, we could make it all the way up to 60 degrees, and our forecast in Denver is 62 degrees. So beautiful sky tonight in Denver. Just a few little lenticular clouds out there across the foothills. It's 45 degrees still at 9 News Studios here in downtown, 37 at DIA. It won't be quite as cold tomorrow morning as it has been the last several days. 28 degrees low temperature in Denver, 23 out in Greeley, and a positive number for you out in Gunnison. Now the satellite radar picture right now is showing everything out to the east. Once again, another big cyclone hitting the southeast. We could get some pretty significant snow out here in the Carolinas. A little bit of snow on the tail end of this thing out in the high plains, but here in Colorado, we are in the clear, no precipitation and very little clouds. Our temperatures across the area tomorrow, 60s on the Front Range, a little bit cooler out here to the northeast, and a sunny and mild day for the mountains. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Corey, thank you. A California youth hockey team is on their way to semifinals now, just 2 days after a deadly crash on I-70. The SC Flyers were just miles away from their tournament in Littleton when State Patrol says a CDOT plow crossed over the median and hit the team's shuttle. Today, the team returned to the ice rink where a community was ready to lift them up. Here's our Evan Krugel.
So much of sports is about us versus them, black against white, home and away. But inside the Edge Ice Arena, the competition Saturday was overshadowed by community.
Let's go Flyers! Let's go!
Those are boys from a Colorado youth team, chanting the name of a California girls team, still competing in this tournament despite what happened Thursday.
One person killed. We know at least 8 others were injured after a crash on I-70 earlier today.
One parent was killed and 3 players were injured. But in the midst of grief, the team made a decision to play.
Win or lose, I'm happy for these girls.
Todd Stelnick's team won 2 games Friday and lost Saturday's game. But suddenly, the score didn't matter. The opposing Colorado 14ers team brought them flowers before other teams formed a tunnel to the locker room.
It was a special thing that teams are putting their sticks up, forming a pathway when we're coming on and off the ice as a spirit of the cause of what happened. It feels like we have, thousands of fans out there, millions of fans out there chanting our name.
Support that has extended nationwide, with sticks lining front porches across the country.
If you're out there, put a stick in front of your door.
Todd says the support has not gone unnoticed.
Everybody's watching. The girls are watching. The girls love it. It's nice to see.
Sports have a way of bringing people together as Colorado cheers for a team that isn't theirs, but suddenly feels like it is.
Let's go Flyers! Let's go!
I'm proud of the girls. I mean, what they're doing is so hard to do. What they're fighting for their teammates, it is unbelievable to watch. Win or lose, no matter what, the Flyers will be there, and we're there ready to play.
Let's go Flyers! Let's go! Let's go!
Despite the loss, the Flyers still have a chance to advance with a few more games still set to be played here at the Edge Ice Arena. In Littleton, Evan Krugel, 9 News.